Good morning, teachers. I'm playing with this new app I found that allows me to create tutorial videos. So I figured this week would be a great time to try it as we have progress reports coming up on Wednesday. So I'm going to go through the steps for posting grades for midterm progress reports. All right, so we're on our home page for Renweb. We're going to go to the drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to go to Classroom. And once that loads, you should see your classes on the left here. I'm going to go to My Classes just to narrow it down. And I created a class as a sample for this tutorial. So I'm going to go to 6th grade history. And I filled it in with some names. I figured these troublemakers here would be good examples for a fake class here. So, to do our progress reports, we're going to go over to the right-hand side. We're going to go to Report Card. Click on that. And then at the top of the page, you will see some options for progress reports. We're going to go to Progress Report. And oh, you know what? Let me clear this. That's not what you would see. Sorry. Okay, so this is what you would see initially. You would see empty grades, empty comments, just the list of students on the left-hand side. So what you need to do, assuming you have grades in your gradebook up to this point, we're going to go to Load up on this little menu choice area here. We are in term 1. The type of grade, we are not going to do numeric, we're going to do alpha. And then I'm not totally sure if this is pertinent with an alpha grade, but I always go to 2 decimal places for any class I'm working with. And then go to Load Progress Report. And that should load the grades in here. Skim down that, make sure nothing looks out of the ordinary to you. And then the last thing you need to do to check this is go through, look for any students that have a C- or below. In this case, Ellie does. So disappointed in her. So for any student with a C- or below, you need to add a comment. So you can click on the comment line by her name. You can type in something. For example, Ellie has a terrible attitude. Occasionally when we type in our own comments, we'll type things that aren't the best, aren't the most encouraging or whatever. So what I recommend actually, and it's much simpler for you because you don't have to create on your own, is to just use the pre-made comments. So if you go up here to key, it'll give you a bunch of choices. So maybe for Ellie, it's low test scores, and perhaps she is easily distracted in class. So I click on those 2, and it looks good. So I'm going to go down here. Remember, on this particular function on Renweb, you do have to save your work. I know on some pages you don't have to, it'll save automatically. This one you do need to save it. So we click on Save, and it'll tell us the report card, our progress report saved successfully. And you're all done with that particular class. Now, what I like to do is just confirm that what I did shows up. So I'm going to go back to my home page, drop-down menu, and I'm going to go to Students. And I'm going to scroll down and look for Ellie, or any student in that class, but in this case I want to see if the comment showed up for Ellie, so I'm going to click on her name. There's my girl. So right underneath her picture, if you go to Parents Web, click on that. That will show you the view that parents see at home, which is always nice for us to see what they're seeing. So this is Ellie's home page. I'm going to go to Student Information. I'm going to go to Grades. And then there's a few options here. I'm going to go to Midterm Progress Reports. And what I see here is this class. It's a made-up class again, but I see her grade of a C-, and I see my comments have been posted. So now I know that I entered it correctly, and the parents are able to see it when they look it up at home. So that's it for posting midterm progress report grades. Hopefully that was a help. If you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, just dig in there and Let's see if we can't figure that out. They are due Wednesday. Wednesday is the halfway point of the first quarter, believe it or not. All right, thank you guys.